Oh Lord, the heavens declare your glory. The heavens declare the glory of God. The skies proclaim the work of His hands. Day after day they pour forth speech. Night after night they reveal knowledge without speech or language, without a sound to be heard. Their voice has gone out into all the earth, their words to the ends of the world. In the heavens He has pitched a tent for the sun, like a bridegroom emerging from his chamber, like a champion rejoicing to run his course. It rises at one end of the heavens and runs its circuit to the other. Nothing is deprived of its warmth. The law of the Lord is perfect, reviving the soul. The testimony of the Lord is trustworthy, making wise the simple. The precepts of the Lord are right, bringing joy to the heart. The commandments of the Lord are radiant, giving light to the eyes. The fear of the Lord is pure, enduring forever. The judgments of the Lord are true, being altogether righteous. They are more precious than gold, than much pure gold. They are sweeter than honey from the comb. By them indeed your servant is warned, and keeping them is great reward. Who can discern his own errors? Cleanse me from my hidden faults. Keep your servant also from willful sins. May they not rule over me, then I will be blameless and cleansed of great transgression. May the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be pleasing in your sight, oh Lord, my rock and my redeemer. Oh Lord, the heavens declare your glory. The sky don't keep it quiet, it tells on the day. Glory in the morning, then the night gives way. The stars preach with no tongue, still I hear them say, there is a hand above me, calling me to stay. Day to day keeps speaking, night to night keeps on. No word leaves that canvas, the message carries on. Let the words of my mouth be clean, be true. Let the thoughts in my chest belong to you. Let the words of my mouth be clean, be true. Let the thoughts in my chest belong to you. Your law is more than paper, it wakes up the soul. Your way can make the simple steady and whole. Your orders are right enough to show me the road. Your words are sweet like honey when my spirit feels cold. They shine where I'm blind, they pull me back in line. They open up my eyes like light through the pine. Let the words of my mouth Let the thoughts in my chest belong to you. Let the words of my mouth be clean, be true. Let the thoughts in my chest belong to you. May my rock and my redeemer hear me tonight. Make my hidden light stand in the light.
I'm muted. Grace and peace, everybody. We're back up in the building. Happy Monday to you all. Prayerfully, you all had a wonderful Lord's Day on yesterday, and you're ready for a great week. It's going to be a busy week over here, man. We got the end of June. We got the 4th of July coming up this weekend. And I don't know about you all, but my community, this area of Atlanta, there's literally, we do firework crawls. You're like, what's a firework crawl, Jason? The 4th of July is on, of course, the 4th, which is a Saturday. But here in this part of the town, they do fireworks Thursday, Wednesday, like big community-wide fireworks displays. I think they're as early as Wednesday. That's crazy. And we're going to be crawling. Team Whitaker going to be out there crawling. I might do a live stream from it because y'all might not believe me. So we will, we got a lot going on. Chief Executive Second Born, she's got to be at work at 10 o'clock today. So I'm gonna make sure no matter what, this stream is gonna end at 9:30. I got a little timer over here going. So shout out to the best and most electrifying live chat. There she is. What's up, Edie? How are you? Good morning to you, friend. I see Chrissy up in here. Good day. Happy birthday to your 8-year-old. Your youngest is 8. Shout out to him. 8 is cool. Do you all remember when you turned double digits? So my friends, my college roommate's daughter turned 10 yesterday, Sunday. And when he said that, I was like, I remember exactly where I was when my mom said, Jason, you're double digits today. I can remember that like it was literally yesterday. I remember that. And it was just so fun. I was like, man. So I had to go give her something special. I gave her a little birthday envelope from Uncle Jason. But I was like, man, I remember double-digit birthdays, man. I don't know, who knows? Maybe I'll see triple-digit one day. Who knows? Shout out to you. I see you, Texas Mom. How are you up in here? Heather, how are you? Good to see you. Say, hey, y'all. I'm glad you like the song. Sophia, thank you so much for stopping on today. Deb, guess what? You're on time. I love it. Thank y'all so much for following through this morning. Okay. We're rounding the bases of June. That's when I was getting buried on the 4th of July. Well, that's probably true. Oh, and we got is there a soccer game match this weekend? We got to find it out. Oh, I forgot about that. There's a soccer match, like the one in Philadelphia or something. Somebody's gonna let me know about that one. Yeah, he's ready. My man is already ready. See, I like him. He's forward thinking. What's going on, Ben? How are you? No, this is not leftover fireworks. These are like full on, like where I live in Marietta, Georgia. Our Marietta fireworks display is on Thursday. There's a church about a mile from my house. They do a phenomenal, it rivals some major cities. This church does a fireworks display and food truck and carnival and all that kind of stuff on Thursday. I gotta look on my calendar. I got it on the calendar, but it's amazing. I'm just so glad we live close to it because we could walk there. And since your boy been walking, I'm feeling good about walking down there. I'm not gonna die this year. But years past, I've parked my car in the parking lot. And then that way we walk down there. We got a car already there. We got the tent and the chairs and everything. And then we just drive the car home. We've done it all. But shout out. This is like a full-on thing. I'm in HR vertical chat. There, everyone and other. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you so much, Megan, for that. All right, let's get this dance going. So we're rounding the bases. June is almost over. It's been a great month. Thank you so much to everybody who has hit the like button. My goal was to hit 150,000 likes. We got really close, but we are not there yet. But we just keep chugging away. Every month, I'm just going to keep the goal there. And I just want to hit 150,000 likes. So thank you all so much for that. I really do appreciate it. Tonight at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, I have Anna Kanat coming on this evening to talk about cults and the cult of personality. I think this is going to be a great conversation. A lot of people wanted to hear what she had to say. She's a Christian apologist who focuses on the cult of personality specifically. And I thought that was really interesting in light of some of the things we've talked about with Candace and others. So let me pull her stream up, her channel up very quickly so y'all can see who we're talking about tonight. And that'll be at 6 o'clock. All right, so we got Anna Kitco. I apologize. I don't know what I just said. Kitco coming on. It's going to be a good conversation. She talks about personalities and cults of personality very specifically. And we're going to be talking about that this evening. When that's over with, I don't know why I double booked this. I have no idea how I did this. But when that's over with, I'm going to be jumping over to Paramount Tactical. And we have a live stream, content creator live stream tonight. I have no idea how I forgot about that and didn't tell y'all ahead of time. But I'll be over there on Paramount Tactical. Let me pull that up too real quick. And that one's going to be a good conversation. All right, what we got? Who I got over there? Who am I going to be teaming up with tonight? Let's see. Oh, man, they got a whole bunch of yahoos over here. All right, let's see what we got up in here. All right, so tonight on Gary's channel, of course, we got Gary. We got this guy. I don't know who this guy's about. We got Artie Trolls. I can finally connect with Artie Trolls. We got Rage Bronson in the building, as well as Continued Freedom. So, yeah, this is going to be a good one. I'm looking forward to that. And that's tonight at 8 o'clock. So we got a lot. Got a lot to do tonight. Like I said, it's going to be a busy week. So make sure you hop over tonight. We have Anna Kitco on real quick. And we're going to be talking about cults and personalities, if you will. And I want to dig in a little bit more into what she understands about it. She's a formerly trained apologist and is from Reformed Theological Seminary. Shout out to Reformed Theological. And she focuses on, of course, I'm going to leave the link in the chat so you can check it out. I don't want to bore you with me reading. Everything's Eastern Standard. Yep. So when I get done with her, I'll do hopping over, probably change my hat, maybe put on a different shirt or something, and then I'll hop back on. Tonight will be 8 o'clock. Yeah, tonight I will be on Paramount this evening. So yeah, tonight's gonna be a busy night. It's gonna be a busy night. This is a crazy thumbnail. Gary is crazy, man. I love that guy. What is this thumbnail about, man? All right, so that is a plan. That's the lay of the land, if you will. Now because of that, I told y'all about fireworks and all that kind of stuff like that. Because of that, that's gonna mess up Friday Night Lights and Thankful Thursday. It actually probably mess up Saturday Night Live too. So I will get back on schedule. I promise you. But we probably won't be doing Friday Night Lights and Saturday Night Live this week because of fireworks. I gotta go check out the fireworks. I get my seat, man. I got my little chair, got my folding chair. Got to be ready, man. Come on, you can't. Look, I don't like doing that stuff often, but when I do, I go crazy about it. So, but we will for Thankful Thursday. Let's do Sovereign Citizen Court TV. A lot of you all have asked about it. I just don't have all of the best words, if you will, for Sovereign Citizen Court bingo yet. So we're gonna watch it together, and then we can go over it and make sure we get some words. So the next time we do it, when we have the beard lawyer come back on, we'll actually have a really good bingo game. So this Thursday, as far as I know, let me double check. I just literally said that. And I'm like, wait, hold on. Didn't I just say we got fireworks? Hold on, let me see. All right, so we're going to a play on Wednesday. So there's no fireworks on Wednesday. There's fireworks on Thursday. Ay. Okay, we'll have to do that during the day. Then we got fireworks on Friday. And we got fireworks on Saturday. That's crazy. Yeah, we got 3 nights of fireworks. But I'm going to a play. My daughter's got me going to a play because her friends are in the play on. But it's Wednesday. It's during the day, actually. So I don't think the world's going to come to an end. I'll be okay. So like I said, we got like I'm gonna have to put like a "Where's Jason?" I have to put up a "Where's Jason" logo or something. Shout out to the best live chat, girl. July around the corner. You blink twice, July will be here. Now, what I want to do is you all have 2 things you all told me this weekend. You guys like Brother Sperling. Dennis Sperling, the lawyer, the black guy. Y'all told me y'all like him, okay? You also told me in a tacit roundabout way that y'all like that Willie D. Now, Willie D, you like him for a different reason because Willie D allows you to bang your head on the floor, all right? Or allows you to get out some stress and anger because he's such a dumb person. Now, I found a video of Dennis Sperling interacting with Willie D. I thought it was hilarious. So what we're going to do, we'll jump in this one real quick. I think you'll enjoy it. Brother Sperling has been on Willie D's show before. And apparently, discussing things like that. And I just think it's interesting because even though I call myself like a pre-K law student, and my job is to be a little bit contrary sometimes. And I debate or argue with people about things that might be above my pay grade. I do recognize that there is a limit to what I'm going to, I will yield to the expert. So when I have a lawyer on, even if I disagree with him or her, I'll yield to it because they know more than me as relates to the law. I mean, that's fair. That's just reasonable. Well, Willie D did not get that memo. Bless his little heart. He did not get that memo that we generally, yield the floor to the expert and at least give him or her the due respect of the such of that nature. So, needless to say, we got Willie D and Brother Sperling coming in. I think y'all will enjoy this. You bless his heart. Wait, what happened? Oh Lord, why are we shutting the door? What happened? This ain't Teddy Pendergrass. What happened? Oh, okay, I got you. All right, so let's bring Brother Sperling and Willie D on. They're arguing about the verdict in the Carmelo Anthony case. I just thought it was very interesting. Let's bring it in, ladies and gentlemen. Green hearts in the chat where you can hear. Let's turn the volume up. Okay, let's go.
Duty. That's what you do. Stop trying to pretend like your mama's sick and you got to go to work and you got a medical condition that won't let you sit for jury. Stop ignoring. That's what you do.
Willie D Live.
The reason why we're here is because you have white guys like Austin Metcalf who think that their whiteness self-deputizes them. They think that they have control over black bodies and they can make black people do this and that.
So right off the bat, before we even get started, we haven't even gotten the car down the street to make the left turn to get on the street to get on the highway. He already is making a bad assumption from the word go. The issue is that Austin Metcalf deputized himself or thought he had control over black bodies. The problem is that black body was not where it was supposed to be. That's it. There's a private property right that people just seem to forget. Like you have your own private property. Everybody wants to run around and yell First Amendment, First Amendment, First Amendment. That's true. But a lot of the time they're abusing the First Amendment. But there's also something called private property rights. And this says, no, this is not your property. I could ask you to leave from something that's not your property. That's it. I don't need to have quote unquote authority, arrest authority in order to say you're not supposed to be here. That's really simple. But let's continue.
Move, what are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here. Let me see your key. I never seen you around here. Get away from here. Get from
Nobody
under
said
here.
that.
Move around and all this type of stuff. And that is a big problem all around this country, and that needs to be addressed too. See, you can't address one without addressing the other. If Austin had
He almost, you can tell he does not want to say the obvious point. I'm gonna back it up so you can hear it again. You can tell he knows what the real problem is. Carmelo was not where he was supposed to be, and you hear it. watch what he says.
Yeah, but it don't mean he was afraid. So
Oh, hold on, sorry.
have control over black bodies and they can make black people do this and that, move. What are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here. Let me see your key.
See your key?
I've never seen you around here. Get away from here. Get from under here. Move around and all this type of stuff. And that is a big problem all around this country, and that needs to be addressed too. See, you can't address one without addressing the other. If Austin has respect for Carmelo,
you can tell he does not want to say the obvious thing that Carmelo should not have been under their tent. That's it. You don't have to run and get an adult. I mean, it's funny that people keep saying run and go get an adult because somebody's going to kill you. That doesn't make sense. Nobody ever applied. Nobody uses this same application anywhere else. Sorry about that, brother. Nobody uses that. Nobody does that. Nobody does. You don't sit there and say, oh, somebody's getting into my car. Oh, they're breaking the ignition. Oh, they're starting it up. Let me go get me a police officer. No, you try to get him or her out of your car on your own. You say, get out of my car. No, you don't apply that. You don't use the same logic anywhere else. So don't use it here. Just admit Carmelo was not doing the right thing. He was the instigator of the problem. And remember, and I got all of the evidence, by the way. Somebody emailed me all of the evidence. We might go through it. We have an evidence night when I kind of go through all of the evidence that the jury saw. We have all that evidence available. I have it now. But remember, he was told at least 15 times to get out, and he didn't leave. So that's not, I'm sorry, at some point you'd be like, okay, they don't want me around here. Why do I want to be here if they don't want me here? That's just dumb. So we don't apply that anywhere else. We're only doing it here because we're trying to do that lyrical pretzel making for Carmelo Anthony, and he's where he needs to be.
And his right to exist and not try to become the damn tent enforcer. We're not here, and it's a lot of dudes that do that. A lot of these dudes behave that way because they believe the system is going to protect them, and they also believe that black people will not fight back. That is the reason why he did it in the first place.
How does he know that Austin thought that black folk wouldn't fight back?
You don't see black people doing that. You never hear about black people walking up to white people saying you don't belong here.
Negro. That is you lying, Willie D. You lying in 4K. Bruh, shut up. Just stop. We do it all the time, man. Y'all put Negro in the chat. Good gracious, man.
I hear black people walking up to black people saying you don't belong here.
Right.
You're right about that. That's bad.
Look, Willie, I'm not. Bullying has been around since.
You're absolutely right about
time. Bullying has been around. This is not something that's germane to one race or other. We have, look, it's part of human nature. We got kids who are bullies. Oftentimes, kids who are bullied themselves. But the way you fix a bully is you punch them right in the nose, and then they learn their lesson.
You don't
we
stab
can't
them.
do that like we used to do it back in the day. So go ahead and call the police, put some people on them. But the bottom line is, this is not. Look, there's plenty of racial issues we can talk about, but this issue, I think the adults have injected race into this. I think the adults who play the racist game. These are basically two young men. I mean, both of them play football. They play for opposite teams. Carmelo Anthony wasn't just under the tent being quiet. He was under there talking stuff, so he wasn't scared. Look, let me tell you, we always talk about Carmelo was scared. Carmelo was under there saying, touch me again.
And
that
find
don't
out.
sound
Right.
like scary to me. That sounds like I wish you would to me.
He don't have to be a coward to defend himself.
Nobody said he was a coward. You're saying he's a coward. We're saying that he wasn't a coward.
Yeah, but it don't mean he was afraid. So you can't say I was afraid for my life if you weren't afraid. That's the thing. And that's why the whole self-defense, if you're afraid for your life to the point that you have to use deadly force to protect your life, that's one thing. But Carmelo Anthony, and that's just one little piece of evidence. I'm sitting in here, I'm under this tent, I'm talking stuff. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Your team is ass. That's what he said about Austin Metcalf's football team. And he played for another team. And then he said, touch me again. That don't sound like fear to me. I know what fear sounds.
Why do you, and this is something for the Black community. Why do you want to be somewhere where you're not wanted? If it's clear that you're not wanted under this tent, why are you under this tent? If it's clear that this person doesn't want your business, why are you fighting and clamoring to give them your business? That makes no sense to me at all. It makes no sense whatsoever. And like Carmelo, just leave. They don't want you here. Fine. Go somewhere else. If you're just hanging out, why are you here if they clearly don't want you there? Why are you not going somewhere kind of like Cheers, where everybody knows your name and they're also glad you came? Like, why don't you go somewhere where you actually wanted? That tent didn't have air conditioning and foot massages and a charcuterie board. So why don't you just go somewhere else? But see, now you in jail.
And that doesn't sound like fear. And so, this is what the jury heard. And
right.
So we always have to go back to, was this verdict valid? Did they have evidence to substantiate the elements necessary to prove murder? And the answer is yes. The answer is yes, and it's going to remain yes. Now we can pick apart what they saw, what evidence, what weight they gave each piece of evidence. But the question is, when the appellate court looks at this, they're going to say, well, we think that the verdict is valid. Now, had you had 2 or 3 black jurors on there, you might have got a holdout. They may have come to a determination. Look, we don't believe murder, but we will agree with manslaughter. So we can come to that consensus and get a unanimous agreement. We'll do manslaughter. That's the point of having a black juror in there, because it only takes one to hold out to get a hung jury. And so had you had 3 black people on the jury, and remember, this wasn't an all-white jury. I think it wasn't an all-white jury. It was other
Correct.
people, but my understanding was no black people. But that's why they wanted to get rid of the black jurors, because they might have.
I'm sorry, Brother Spurling, I'm going to disagree. No, I'm going to disagree. We are making the assumption that black people, highly melanated people, would have read the law differently because of our melanin content. No, because guess what? If I'd have been on that jury, I probably would have, with the evidence that I've seen so far, and I'm sure that the jury saw different evidence, I'd have been right lockstep with everybody else. So having a black juror doesn't mean anything. Y'all had 5 black jurors on the Rick Cho case and a black attorney, and y'all still mad. So stop acting like, oh, if we had a black juror, a black person would have fixed it. No, y'all still not happy. Y'all just don't want to accept that brother shouldn't have done that. That's it.
Out for manslaughter. There was no way this young man was going to be exonerated and go home that day. He was going to go to prison. The question was manslaughter or murder. A black juror may have made them hold out, and you're going to sit.
See, that's what I'm saying, L. Summers. You did that. Nobody's saying what you're saying. Ain't nobody saying what you're saying. You said that yourself. So don't say you are making Austin Metcalf into a white Jesus. You are doing that, because you ain't never heard me say that. If you heard Jason Tiberius Whitaker say that, you put me on record and send me the tape of me saying that. In the meantime, in between time, you are the one that's saying that. So stop lying on other folk. Don't do that. It's too early in the morning. We already on Monday. We ain't got no time to be lying on folk. So stop it.
In this room, we're not going to be here for 4 hours. We're going to be here for 4, 5, 10, 15 days. And when you have somebody who kicks back on their heels, plants their feet in the sand, say, no, I don't believe it's murder. I believe it's self-defense. We can do manslaughter. But that was the reason why they wanted to get rid of those black jurors. And that's why I think it'll be overturned. But that's the only reason. I think the verdict was valid. However, the jury played a part in it. And as they always say, that you know the outcome of a case after voir dire, after the jury is impaneled. And in this particular case, same thing with O.J. Simpson. We knew what was going to happen once we saw the jury. It was over, it was acquittal. So, and that was that's the magnificence of the practice of law. The case is typically won when the jury is impaneled, and that's things people don't know. So you want more black people to get out of jail? Y'all sit for jury duty. That's what you do. Stop trying to pretend like your mama's sick and you got to go to work, and you got a medical condition that won't let you sit for jury. Stop ignoring. That's what you do.
Do you think that the jury put more weight on video evidence or eyewitness testimony?
I don't know, man, and I don't think that they questioned the jury after the jury polled. It's called poll. I don't think they polled the jury after the jury left. I'm sure at some point some of these jurors will come up with a book and we'll know what happened, because typically on all these famous cases is always somebody who does an interview. But I'm not sure. I don't know what the jury did, but I know that there was enough evidence for them to convict. That's what I do know. Mm-hmm. And that's my only point. Was there enough evidence for the jury to convict? Was there enough valid, admissible evidence for the jury to convict? And that's the question that I look at. And my answer is yes, there was. And you see what they did. Again, the only question is whether or not this was going to be manslaughter or murder. They elected murder. So that's the difference.
Sounds like you think that he was overcharged.
I think it was a range. I think it was a range. I think it could have been manslaughter and it could have been murder. I think capital murder would have been overcharging. I do think that, because it wasn't premeditated. He didn't kill multiple people. He wasn't in the commission of committing some aggravated crime. The victim wasn't under the age of 10. So that would have been overcharging. In this case, it was a range, and that's why they have something called lesser included charges. You charge him with murder on the indictment, and then a lesser included charge is manslaughter, which I believe the judge laid out in the in the jury charges. So it was included, but they didn't want manslaughter. They saw murder. And that's it. And this is where we are. I know it, man. Look, good kid. The boy had no history, a criminal record, good grades. He was a good kid, but this is what happens, and this is the problem with emotionalism.
Here we go.
This is why we got to teach our sons to control this. I'm going to say something. It's real chauvinist. I'm about to say it's going to be real chauvinist. All
right. So let me because Dennis is about to cook. I already know what he's about to say, and he's going to cook. Look, do not get in your feelings, especially if you are prone to be offended. Do not get in your feelings. Listen to what he's saying and ask yourself, does this comport with reality that I see? Do I see this in reality? Does it make sense? Don't get feeling hurt, because he's going to hurt your feelings. I'm going to tell you right now. He's going to hurt your feelings. But he's right, though. He's right. All right, let's go.
I don't care if they don't like me. But back in the day, we were taught boys don't cry. And now at this age, I understand why the old people used to teach little boys don't cry. Little girls can cry. Little boys can't cry, because if you allow them to fully embrace all those emotions,
right.
Sadness is not the only one. Anger comes with that. Mm-hmm. Fear comes with that. And the reason we don't want men in our society, all men, to just always embrace their emotions, because they'll go too far with it. Now you got an emotional man, whether he's angry, whether he's fearful, whether he's sad, he's going too far. And this is why we limit our boys in this society to control their emotions. And that's part of the training. And this is what I've taught my sons. This is a hard lesson that a lot of men have to learn. Bro, I know one thing. I know, Carmelo been in there a week. And if some of them OGs would take him under his wing, they'll say, son, at least you got a date. Because some of us got 250 years. We never getting out of here. You got a date. On top of that, you young. So you're going to get out of here and you're going to still be a baby. You're going to be 35 years old. You up for probation. So, and they're also going to say if he's willing to talk about it, because I'm sure he's been in there crying. You know how that is. Look, man, I'm going to tell you something, man. I worked in Lake Charles, Louisiana as a law clerk. And they would just bring bodies in. I worked for a black judge now, and his name was Judge Wilford Carter. He's famous over there. 5 o'clock, he goes home. 5 o'clock, they go with that man in that gray van. And I would see literally thousands of young men of all colors every year getting football numbers. And we go to lunch, come back, here goes some more football. It don't mean anything to these people. This is a process. The criminal justice system is an animal that needs to be fed, and they're gonna throw bodies in there. And what they do is throw people in there who can't control themselves, and they throw people in there who are undesirable. You see, and you can read into that what you want. But the bottom line, when you get into that system, oftentimes there are OGs in there who will sit down and talk to you and say, yeah, nephew, you should have controlled yourself, man. It wasn't worth it. You in here for some childhood schoolyard stuff. You in here for something. You got 35 years for something that you could have just walked away from. And that's just good old-fashioned common sense. Anybody who loves their child is going to tell them, look, man, walk away if you can. That don't mean you a punk. I done walked away from plenty. And I know you have too, because we wouldn't be here where we are. Anybody in the public who has a problem with that, they're here to see the circus. They're here to see the chaos. They don't care nothing about Carmelo Anthony's family. They don't care about Austin Metcalf. They just want to see a spectacle. And that's the truth. What you and I are doing right here, both fathers, is, we're speaking honestly, that you're as passionate about how you feel. And I'm just saying, bro, this is what the law says. I don't like to see that young black man dead, and I don't like to see that young white boy dead either. I don't want to see any children hurt like that. And we need to tone the rhetoric down, man. It's not getting any better. It's just making things worse. And
I gotta let him stop, because I'm going to rewind that. I'm going to rewind a little bit and let him tease that out one more time, because that was good church right there. I might have to add the Hammond B3 to that. And Brother Dennis actually put his money where his mouth is. If you watch the previous video where his sons are working on martial arts, these are some big boys. He got some huge kids, man. His kids are huge. And they out here working on their self-control, doing various martial arts to control their own selves. I fully understand it now. I understand now what they meant by little boys don't cry. I understand it now. After having taught for 15 years, being a little boy for now 52 years, I fully understand what they meant. I really do understand it. And I'm praying that Willie D opens up his mind and listens in his heart and hears what Dennis is saying, because Dennis is dropping knowledge. You don't need to go to jail to get one of them OGs to tell you the truth. Dennis is dropping that truth right here. And I pray that brother hears it and stop. But I mean, it is what it is. Willie D is who he is. All right, I'm gonna back this up. Let's go.
Dead either. I don't want to see any children hurt like that, man. We need to tone the rhetoric down, man. It's not getting any better. It's just making things worse. And so all I'm doing is coming here throwing some water on that fire that you've been spitting, bro. But hey, that's
I didn't back it up far enough.
No, it's cool. It's cool. But I absolutely appreciate you speaking on the emotional thing, because there is we do have a huge issue with people, not just boys, but everybody in this country right now controlling their emotions. We got to absolutely start like getting into conflict resolution. We got to figure that out, how to resolve conflict, without fists, guns, and insults. So there you have it. But I appreciate you coming on.
So I want to point out something, and I don't know if Willie meant it, and I hear so many people do it. Instead of the fact that on the screen right now, there's 3 black men. You got me, you got Brother Dennis, and you got Willie D, right? We need to have a conversation between the highly melanated man and talk about what we are going to do to help our highly melanated men and our highly melanated boys deal with their issues. We don't need to sit there and point our fingers at other people groups. This is the thing that they love to do. They love to say, well, everybody needs to do it. That's true. That is true. But you can only work with the people that you can work with. We can only work with ourselves and work amongst ourselves to deal with our problems. Because now just think about it. Carmelo Anthony, if he had been worked with and got his emotions under control and not carrying a weapon, guess what? We would not be having this conversation right now. We would not know the Metcalf family. We wouldn't know any of that stuff. We wouldn't know Judge Roach and all of this We wouldn't know any of this. Probably wouldn't even know Dennis, sad to say. But we wouldn't know any of this if Carmelo Anthony had his emotions in check and just said, you know what, I'm not even wanted over here. Let me go where I'm wanted. Let me go to the other tent. Let me go to my tent where I'm supposed to be. Let me go over there where I'm supposed to be. No. But I think there's something that we need to do here. And I don't want it to get overshadowed by just saying, oh, everybody needs to do it. Not everybody needs to do it. We need to do it right now. That's what we need to do. Let's go.
Man, any parting words?
Well, I appreciate everybody, and I know they've been giving me hell over on my page. I'm just gonna give it to you straight. Don't bring me in here because I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm not gonna hold back. I don't want your money. I done had enough money in my life. I realize it's not gonna make me feel better when I'm sick. I don't do it I do it for the love of my people and Americans in general. I want to see us continue growing. It's a very young country that we live in. We're coming up on our 250-year anniversary. And the truth is, especially now, we got all these Europeans and folk coming from overseas. They say, man, America's great. We always look at these other countries like they so amazing. I'm not saying America's perfect, but it's imperfect, but we have to continue to live. We've been here in this land for 500 years, and we're going to have to try to figure out a way to get along. Otherwise, we're going to tear it up, and we don't have anywhere else to go. But man, shout out to you. I just got 100,000 subscribers on my my Dennis Sperling podcast, man, and that's pretty good. And I appreciate everybody, and I appreciate you having me on here, brother. And I know it's passionate, hard to hear conversation, but it's been a long time coming, Willie. We need to deal with this in the Black community. And I know people don't like to say this, but I'm gonna say it. This happened 100 times a day in the Black community. A young Black boy get emotional, or a Black man gets emotional and murders another Black man or hurts another Black man or Black woman. And now it's seeping over into the white community, and they not having it. And let's just deal with that. They not having it. They're not going for it. They're not going to give you a pass.
Yeah, but usually when Black people do it to each other, the perpetrator goes, if the perpetrator can be identified, they're going to jail. And they're absolutely going to jail. But the reason
and that's what happened to Carmelo.
Wait. Okay. And I think you probably, let me back that up a little smidgen. All right. You know what Willie is proving the point. If Ray kills Little Johnny and Ray gets arrested, guess what? Nobody's raising any fuss. Nobody's making up these narratives. Nobody's coming up with these fanciful, oh, I saw a video and this, that, and happened and this, that, and other. Nobody's creating those stories. You know why? Because they accept it. At this point, Black folk won't accept that Carmelo did something wrong. That's it. I think it's adorable that he's saying this. Let me see how he teases this out.
Yeah, they're not having it. They're not going for it. They're not going to give you a pass.
Yeah, but usually when Black people do it to each other, the perpetrator goes, if the perpetrator can be identified, they're going to jail. They're absolutely going to jail. But the reason
really? And that's what happened to Carmelo Anthony. The perpetrator went to jail. So why are we surprised?
Well, the reason why people are in such an uproar with this one is because they know that we're dealing with a biased system. We're dealing with a system that gives the white.
How is the system biased? A boy killed another boy. The killer got a trial. He got a fair trial and was found guilty and convicted. Where was the bias? I just need to know. Has bias entered the chat? Like, what are we talking about?
White guy the benefit of doubt. Whereas if a Black guy ends up in the system, they want his body warm or cold. It doesn't matter. They want that body warm or cold.
Yeah, that's true.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dennis Sperling. Appreciate you, King. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I'm gonna try my best.
Bringing that heat.
I'm gonna try my best. See if I can get Dennis on here. I'm gonna see, man. I like Dennis, man, a lot. Yeah, I'm sorry right here. Yeah, he's trying everything under the sun to backtrack that thing. Because at the end of the day, when the smoke clears, like, just be honest. Like, if you just said, okay, if you took Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf and just remove the ethnicities from the case, you would say that the person that stabbed needs to go to jail. We added all this other complexity. And I like how Dennis said it. We added that. It wasn't the children weren't sitting there thinking that. As far as we know, there's no reason to believe that Carmelo was like, oh, he's trying to take over black bodies and tell a black body what to do. We have no proof or evidence of that. What we do have, though, is Carmelo was not where he was supposed to be. He said he antagonized the situation. Austin pushed him, and then everything from there, it was history. 3 seconds, 3 or 4 seconds of not being able to control your emotions has now cost this man 35 years in prison. That's crazy. That's crazy work. Now, speaking of people, and real quick, shout out to the best live chat on the internet. Thank you all, everybody who hopped in. I got one more surprise. This one was not on my script, but I have it ready. I just want to talk about this, man, because I think it's so funny. Okay, in the chat, who's your favorite basketball team? In the chat, real quick, who's your favorite basketball team? This is a very quick one, and the answer cannot be the Knicks, right? You can be a Knicks fan. I don't care. I haven't watched basketball in earnest in probably better than 2 decades. But put in the chat your favorite basketball team, and it better not be like the Bad News Bears or the East Side Missionary Baptist Church Falcons or something. Like who is your? Okay, there we go. All right, we got some. Okay, there we go. All right, there we go. Yeah, I haven't watched the UK Wildcats. Oh, really? Okay, shout out to the UK. We're international over here, y'all. We're international. The Houston Rockets. All right. Oh, the Mavericks. Okay. A lot of Dallas. There's a lot of Texas teams. I didn't realize how many teams there were in Texas. All right. So everybody saw, of course, the Knicks won the NBA Finals this year. I don't know when was the last time they won, but it was a big deal. So did y'all see the woman that stole the Knicks themed garbage can, trash can? Did y'all see that? So there's a woman. No, did I? Oh my God. University of Kentucky Wildcats. Thank you, Mindy. I'm so sorry. It's too early in the morning. Your boy ain't had his coffee yet. Okay. All right. Did y'all see the woman that stole the NBA theme, the Knicks themed garbage can? All right. And lo and behold, like she had some really high position job. Like something, I've heard rumors that she was making as little as $100,000 a year to like $320,000 a year. And she stole that garbage can. Y'all, I laughed so hard because so of course, everybody, I mean, there's a whole video. I'm gonna pull it in a second. There's a whole video of her dumping out the garbage and running off with the garbage can, right? Why did the sanitation? So she lost her job. She got fined for littering. She got fined for stealing the garbage can. And then, did y'all hear what the sanitation department did? Please tell me you heard about the sanitation department. The New York sanitation department is brutal. Did you hear what they did to her? Or I'm sorry. They didn't do it to her specifically, but they did something. Did y'all hear about this? It is the best. Yeah, stealing a garbage can was just gross. Right. Oh, you haven't seen this part yet? This part right here will have you. This will make your Monday. I'm telling you. Look, New York Sanitation Department, I take my hat off to y'all. Wait till you hear this. Let's bring it in. Green hearts in the chat where you can hear. Shout out to Hype News TV. Let's go. Here we go.
Reporting live from Hypers Club, Right Plus News, I'm John Abba. This week, a woman by the name of Angie Baez for many would ruin her career after deciding to steal a Knicks-themed trash can in broad daylight and on camera. As a result of the petty theft, Baez, who was celebrating the Knicks' latest NBA championship, would end up losing her executive position at JP Morgan Chase as the company's executive director of community and industry engagement of card and connected commerce. For some, Baez getting fired from her reportedly 6-figure job makes what she did one of the dumbest crimes captured on film. Given how bad the economy is for some and how much money the move would end up costing her. According to research, an executive director at Chase can make as low as $300,000 a year, and depending on other factors, can make upwards to $735,000. Now, in the aftermath of it all, Baez would end up returning the stolen trash can, highlighting how the sudden moment of impulse cost her everything over nothing. Now, on Friday, NYC Sanitation's latest announcement for some would add to the embarrassment Baez now faces, as they would announce they were now giving away the coveted trash can.
They gave away the garbage can. Y'all, the woman lost her job. Whatever that job was, I don't know how much she was making. She was making more than your boy is talking loud in his studio outside his kitchen. That I can tell you. Whatever she lost. Then they decided to give away the garbage cans. New York, you are the heroes. So she stole the garbage can and she had to pay the fine. So she got the littering fine. She's going to get the fine for stealing the garbage can. She returned the garbage can and then they just gave them away. Y'all, New York, I take my hat off to you. You know, I don't take my hat off to New York often, but that right there is hilarious.
Cans for free. Over on their X account, NYC Sanitation would say, "No need to nick a basket. We're giving away 5 orange and blue litter baskets. These are the real deal. Want a chance to win one? Enter here," followed by a link that takes users to a quick form to fill out with their information as a way to enter the giveaway.
That's so loaded.
The rules of the giveaway would further go on to read, "The New York City Department of Sanitation continues to celebrate our championship winning team by offering the opportunity to win one of 5 commemorative Knicks-themed blue and orange litter baskets to lucky winners selected at random. These full-size baskets are the ones the department uses on city streets, approximately 28 inches tall and weighing about 30 pounds. You must be 18 or older to enter. Only 1 entry per person. Entries must be received before July the 3rd at 5 p.m. Winners are responsible for collecting the basket from Lower Manhattan. And from the looks of it, it is open to everyone in the U.S. Now, as soon as the announcement would be made, users would furthermore call out Baez's stupid decision. Over on X, a user would caption the post, "Oh my God, I know she's sick." While another would write, "This is like seeing weed become legal while you sit in prison for an 8th. And lastly, another would say, "Playing in that woman's face." For many who would end up following the story, Baez's decision to litter and steal a trash can was very dumb, given that she would lose her prized job.
To much is given, much is required. That JP Morgan executive was making around $150,000 to $350,000 a year. When a company invests that much money in you, you're held to a higher standard. The average person would have gotten a slap on her wrist, but she got fired. Now her reputation will follow her wherever she goes. All over a $168 trash can.
No one is condoning stealing, but it just feels a little unfair that the New York City Sanitation Department is making an example out of the DI consultant that was fired.
So this is something, and I want you to hear what this young lady is saying. I'm going to back up again just so you can hear what she's saying. She's making it sound like the New York Sanitation Department is the ones that fired her. Listen to how she phrases this. And I'm sorry, this one right here, she missed it. She missed the whole plot.
$168 trash can.
No one is condoning stealing, but it just feels a little unfair that the New York City Sanitation Department is making an example out of the DI consultant that was fired. She was the first one to see value in that, and now they're selling it as a merch item. And like that would have under Mamdani, all of these different services are having so much great content, but no one would have saw that if it wasn't for her. I don't know. It feels a little bit unfair. I feel like she got the short end of the stick. No?
You just got fired from your job where you make $250,000 per year because you wanted to be stupid and do this. So JP Morgan Chase got a hold of the video and they fired her. Some people are saying that it was harsh that she got fired for stealing a trash can, while others are saying, well, it was just plain old stupid and she deserved to get fired. You have a career making that kind of money. Doing something that stupid makes no sense.
Baby, I hope she see my video and use me to respond to the world.
Oh, well, you know what?
Because
This woman uses profanity. Doggone, I forgot about her. I apologize, y'all. She's going to use some profanity. I apologize.
how in the girl, Angie girl, how in the did you do that? How in the did you say, oh, I'm going to pick up a garbage can knowing my real life is far more valuable than this trash ass garbage can? And then I need her to explain to me how in the she was going to defumigate that motherfucking can. Questions that need answers. And I really think the answer gonna be, I didn't think it was that serious. So you littered and you stole property and you didn't think, I can't even talk because the bitch stupidity is pissing me off and I don't even know her.
Why is everybody saying that girl who took that trash can should be fired?
She should.
There were so many other things going on that day. Like, they were celebrating, she was happy. Maybe it's a $15 fine, maybe it's a $100 fine, but she wasn't doing nothing so disrespectful that she deserved to lose her job. I hope she gets a lawyer. I hope she sues. The fact that you all are saying because she was making so much money, that means she shouldn't have been out there is wrong. Because
nobody said that, though. Nobody said she can't be outside celebrating. I'm sure there were other executives out celebrating. I'm pretty sure if Atlanta won, if the Falcons win, I don't know, the Savannah Bananas win, your boy might be out there celebrating like that. That nobody's saying you can't be out celebrating. We're just saying, like, don't commit petty larceny when you're doing it, though. Don't just, dump a whole garbage can and steal a garbage can. Like, maybe don't do that part. That's the part that we're just saying.
$250 in New York City ain't that fucking much. A lot of people making $250 in New York City. So again, when did your salary become the reason why someone should fire you for doing some fun shit because the Knicks won? I'm so confused why everybody thinks that they were right to fire her.
As previously reported, after all of this, Baez would also receive a $100 fine for taking the trash can and a $75 littering fine. Let's talk about it more in the comments below. Do you think
that is diabolical? So she got hit with $175 in fines, had to give back the trash can, and lost a $175,000 job. You can't make that up. She didn't even get the garbage can. She didn't even get to keep the garbage can. I'm sick of that phrase too, by the way. I'm so sick of the phrase, I'm confused. I'm sick of it. Right. Like, you didn't get anything from it. And the fact that they gave away the garbage cans afterwards is truly diabolical. Again, New York, shout out to you, New York. That has got to be the pettiest thing. And hear me, I like being petty, but that right there has got to be the pettiest thing I've ever seen in my life. So the woman got the $100 fine, the $75 littering fine, and turned around, gave back the garbage can, and lost the job. Y'all come on. That's just
the Baez's firing was fair. And for more news in comedy, culture, and sports, be sure to subscribe here to our YouTube channel and follow Hype Plus across all social media. Reporting live from Hypers Club.
There's a lot of garbage too out there.
I'm John Abba.
That's a lot of garbage out there. There was already a lot of littering was taking place already. You know what I mean? And this was not the first time somebody littered out there. Let's just say it like that. Shout out to the best live chat on the internet. She lived in a small New York apartment. So did the trash can fit? Like, I can't imagine even wanting to, like, why would I want a garbage can? I just can't understand that. I just can't. I can't wrap my mind around. Why would you want that trash can in your house? Now, granted, it didn't look like it had been out there long, so it wasn't like stained and, the odors would have like permeated the metal or something, but why would you want that? Like, I just can't see why you would want that. And I would assume that the sanitation department, they probably cleaned them before they gave them away at the raffle. So She was gonna put that thing on eBay. You know what? Let me check on eBay. Let me check. That's a great question. All right. Well, you didn't actually ask a question. You made a great statement. No, they got Dora the Explorer garbage can though, for some reason. I don't see the Knicks one. We're looking though. We're looking. Nah. I don't see any. Yeah, no Knicks garbage cans are up on eBay yet, but I'm sure before the week is out. If you listen to her job description, her job was community outreach. And of course, JP Morgan would fire her because she went contrary to the image, right, that she's supposed to be projecting. There you go. I'm pretty sure like littering, dumping an entire garbage can out, trash can out, and stealing the trash can probably isn't high on JP Morgan's community guidelines. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go with it's pretty low on the guidelines. Wait, what I do? Look at Jay Witt putting in the footwork for all of us that want to know but don't want to do it ourselves. Hey, I'm here for you, user. I'm here. Let it be known, let it be said. We're here to help. We're here to help the people. What? They're being sold for $168 official ones. Where? Where'd you hear that? Okay, where? $168? Bro, that's crazy. Oh, hold on. Where'd you get that from? Okay, I see the large ones, but not that one. I see ones that look like the kind you put like in a powder room. But that's still craziness though. $168 is wild. Okay, you got me. Now I'm way off task now. I didn't know they made garbage cans this color. Like your 44-gallon garbage can that color? Who knew that? All right, I am way off task. Shout out to the best live chat on the internet. That is crazy work. All right, so tonight, 6 o'clock, I'm going to have Ann Kitco on. We're going to be talking about Anna Kitco on. Let me pull her back in here. We're going to be talking about cults of personality specifically. So she'll be on this evening. And then afterwards, 8 o'clock, I'm jumping on with Gary and the crew. Somebody said it's just the guys, but we're going to be hanging out talking about content creating in this crazy chaos world that we're in. Should be a good conversation. I'm looking forward to it. So 6 o'clock, we got Ann Kitco coming on over here. And I'll still be streaming it as well over here from Gary's channel. So if you just sit here, it'll be on tonight as well. So thank y'all, everybody who's hopped in. Thank you, everybody, for supporting this month. It's been a busy month. We had a great June. I'm looking forward to ending it strong. I think I got all the good questions and stuff. Let me just double check. What's going on over there? How are you, Tanya? But so yeah, I'm looking forward to a good end of the month of June, starting July off solid and strong. If you follow me on my other channel, I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna go take Chief Executive Second Born to her job. Then I'm gonna go do my workout. I'm reading currently. I'm reading The Defense of Calvinism is my book of the week. And you follow me on the other channel, you see I'm gonna be getting my workout on. I want to say thank y'all. Appreciate you all for liking the videos, for all that kind of good stuff. I do want to talk about, I do have another video that maybe it would help with the question that people are asking about why they're not getting notified. I know a lot of people, it hasn't been as prevalent, but I know a lot of people were asking why they were not getting notified about live streams or videos going up and found a video that might answer that question. And it wasn't really super long either. So let me find it again real quick. All right. It's not really long. I'm going to pull this in very quickly, and then this will be the end of it. Because I thought this young lady's having the problem that a lot of people were talking about. And I think she answers your question. So if you're wondering why you're not getting notifications and such of that nature, we got the House of L, and I'll put all of these videos in the link in the description when we get done as well. All right, House of L, come on up here to the front of the church. What you got to say, girl? All right, let's go. Let's go. Green hearts in the chat when you can hear.
Hi everyone, a slightly different video today. Something strange has been happening on YouTube for a while, and I wasn't going to make this video because I don't usually talk about the channel itself. But after seeing David Pakman's video this week laying out almost exactly what I've been experiencing, I realized this isn't just me. So let me walk you through what's going on. Since early April, this channel's impressions, that's the number of times YouTube shows a thumbnail to a potential viewer, have dropped dramatically. Not exactly gradually, not the normal ebb and flow of the algorithm, but just a cliff. In March, the channel was growing, videos were reaching a lot of people, everything was trending in the right direction, and then the next month, the floor just completely fell out. Now, when that first started happening, I did what any creator does. I started blaming myself. I thought, hey, maybe the content had gone stale. Maybe people had just gotten bored of geopolitics. Maybe the tariff saga had exhausted everyone and they just moved on to something else. Maybe the thumbnails weren't good enough. Maybe the titles needed work. I'm pretty sure I went through every possible explanation that started with, this is your fault. I generally considered whether it was time to just stop making videos altogether. That's how bad it looked from the outside. But then I checked the other metrics, and this is where it gets interesting. The click-through rate, that's the percentage of people who actually click on a video when they're shown it, hasn't actually moved. It's been stable all year. If audiences were losing interest, that number would technically fall, but it hasn't. The average view duration, that's basically how long people actually watch the videos, is the same or slightly better than it was during the channel's strongest growth period. So when people are shown videos, they click, and when they click, they watch. They're not just being shown the videos. And I know this isn't just a data story because I see in the comments every single day people writing things like, I haven't seen any of your videos in weeks. I had to manually search for your channel. I've been subscribed for months and YouTube stopped showing me anything. Some people are reporting being unsubscribed entirely without doing it themselves. This isn't one or two people, by the way. I've seen dozens of these in the comments, and those are just the only ones that I happen to catch. Now, David Pakman laid this out with his own numbers this week, and his data tells the exact same story. Impressions cut dramatically from April onwards, click-through rate unchanged, watch time unchanged, audience interest unchanged. YouTube just stopped distributing the content. And Pakman isn't alone either. Fair and Cousins and other independent creators have reported the exact same pattern. Here's where I want to be careful, though. I am not claiming that somebody at YouTube has deliberately flipped a switch to suppress specific channels. I don't think that's what's happening. What I think is more likely is that YouTube's recommendation algorithm, which is an enormously complex system optimized to keep people on the platform as long as possible, has likely shifted in a way that deprioritizes certain types of content. Whether that is political content broadly, independent media specifically, or something else entirely, I don't know. But the effect is the same regardless of intent. If the system decides your content isn't going to maximize watch time across the platform, it stops showing it to people. Even people who have explicitly subscribed, even people who have turned on notifications. And this raises a much bigger question about platform power. YouTube isn't just a video hosting site. For hundreds of millions of people around the world, it is a primary source of news and analysis. It's where people go to understand what's happening in trade policy and geopolitics and the decisions that directly affect their lives. When the algorithm decides what gets seen and what doesn't, it's making editorial decisions at a scale that no newspaper editor in history has ever had. And it's doing it with zero transparency. There is no explanation, no notification, no appeal process. No human being picks up the phone and says, here's what changed and why. One day the channel is growing, the next day it isn't. And the only way to find out is to dig through analytics dashboards and compare notes with other creators who are experiencing the same thing. That is not how a healthy information ecosystem is supposed to work, I think. House of L is only on YouTube, so I don't know about how this type of content would perform on other platforms. But David Pakman says his content performs fine everywhere else. The same videos, the same topics, the same analysis on other platforms, engagement is stable and growing. It's only on YouTube where the distribution has collapsed. If audiences had simply lost interest in this type of content, you would expect this to show everywhere, but it doesn't. Now, I want to be very transparent about something. I don't know exactly what's going on. I am not an engineer at YouTube. I don't have access to the algorithm's internal states. What I have is data that shows a very clear pattern, strong audience engagement metrics combined with a sharp drop in distribution, and a growing number of viewers telling me they're not seeing content they want to see. That is not proof of deliberate suppression, of course, but it is proof that something has changed and it's worth talking about it openly. So here's what I'm going to ask. First, I just definitely want to hear from you. Have you noticed this? Are you seeing fewer videos from this channel or from other independent creators in your feed? Are you one of the people who had to manually search to find this? Let me know in the comments, because honestly, the more data points there are, the clearer the picture becomes. Second, if you do want to keep seeing this content, there are a few things that actually help.
Okay, here it is. I wanted to allow her to tease it out. This is very insightful. So what she's about to say right here, especially if you're not getting one of your favorites information, this is a good little bit of information.
Make sure that you're subscribed. And I say that because some of you apparently aren't anymore through no action of your own. Hit the bell icon and select all. YouTube defaults to something called personalized notifications, which essentially means the algorithm decides whether to tell you about a new video or not. Selecting all overrides that. And like this video, because engagement signals are one of the few things that still tell the algorithm this content is worth distributing. I'll keep watching the data and I'll report back if anything changes, but I think this is a conversation worth having in the open, because if independent media can be quietly deprioritized with no explanation and no recourse, that actually affects everyone, regardless of what kind of content they watch or what part of the political spectrum they sit on. The whole point of a platform like YouTube is that it's supposed to be open. Anyone can publish, anyone can find an audience. But if the algorithm is quietly deciding who gets heard and who doesn't, that promise starts to ring a little bit hollow. Let me know what you think. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you all on the next one.
All right. I just thought that was super insightful. So turn on the bell notification and select all, not personalize, or sometimes whatever the options are. I forgot what the other option is. Personalize, or sometimes, no, just go ahead and just select all. And then also, when we get done here in the comments, just go in the comments, just go ahead and leave a comment on this video today. I really think that will help out, especially if you're not getting notifications. Like commenting and liking the videos, I do think shows YouTube, I agree with her 100%. It shows YouTube that you do like this content and you're engaging in it. So therefore, we need to let you keep seeing it. Because some of the people that, some of the content creators that I don't see anymore, that I have to like intentionally look them up, I notice I haven't liked their videos. I'll watch them, but I haven't liked them and I haven't commented. So that's just something to try. But I just want to let y'all know that. So thank y'all so much. I believe Amethyst was the one that told me about this earlier. So thank you so much, Amethyst, for telling me about that. And I hope that that does help out quite a bit. Hopefully that'll help us out. Everybody, thank y'all so much. I'm gonna get ready to take my daughter to work, and then I'm gonna go to the park. I'm gonna go get my workout on, and I'll be back tonight, 6 o'clock, Lord willing. We got Anna Kitco coming on, and then I'll be over on Gary's channel later on tonight talking about content creating in chaos. This is just gonna be wild. So anyway, thank y'all so much, everybody. Have a fantastic rest of the day. I'll see you real soon. Grace and peace. Take care. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Jay Witt Podcast. If you enjoyed today's show, please do me a favor and hit me up with that 3-piece special. Like the video, subscribe, and of course, share it with somebody who would also enjoy this type of content. And make sure you leave a comment because I do pin the best comments to the top. So thank you so much for tuning in today. And until next time, everybody, grace and peace.